Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 11th of October. So really starting looking at the UK jobs data. In fact, let's just update this page and you'll see the numbers. There we go. Seeing those claiming increased significantly more than expected. Average earnings also went up though, and actually it's not on here, but the unemployment rate is sitting there currently at 3.5%. I'm not too sure why they don't put the unemployment rate on here, but anyway, sitting at there at 3.5%, so that was positive. It was expected to come in at 3.6, but there is this sudden surge in jobless, and that could find its way through. There was already signs that recruitment is being told to be frozen or cut back. From what I've seen so far. So anyway, there we are. Mixed jobs numbers. What we got left today then is not a great deal. It's all out this evening now. We've got FOMC speaker. Let's just check. We may have some more. This news service here is just yep. So we've got some speakers at 1:45, 2 o'clock. And then we got quite a few this evening, quite a mixture. Bailey, Governor, so we've got Bank of England, Swiss National Bank, Fed, ECB. No one wants to be left out, so all the way through the evening there's talk, but that shouldn't really affect us too much. There's not a great deal to be reported on. Okay, let's get on and look at the technicals. So we'll start off looking. I was just looking at the pound. Actually, that news it was a bit of a mixed bag, and we saw a mixed move. It's not the greatest signs, but we'll come back to that in a moment. Let's start off looking at the pound. The euro dollar as ever. Euro yesterday didn't really move too far from what we saw in the morning. It was quite a choppy-ish day, really, not really moving too much. It's rolled over a little bit at the moment. By the way, if I ever say it looks soft, it means it looks weak. Someone asked me yesterday, sorry I missed answering it, but it looks just weak, and well, this looks soft, whatever. It's already hit the daily pivot S1, but it's done it from such a small movement. I would expect we run on beyond the S1s or the R1s today. Still looking, as I said, on the weak side. If we'd been drawing trend lines across the lows here, it's really just come back and just broken a little bit way through, but it's previous trend line there. But too early to guess where this is going, but I would suggest it's easier on the downside than on the long side, and it's just a case of waiting till after 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30ish time, and get a better idea. So we've already seen the pound this morning just looking a bit iffy, a bit soft, a bit weak, all the same things. The pound dollar here still looking weak. It's lower and lower, and it's just in that sort of drift down there. Again, yesterday very choppy. It recovered a bit later in the evening there, or early evening, only to roll over through the Asian session here, and is again looking weakish at the moment. Okay, that's the pound. The yen. So the yen, we're pretty close to not a long way away. In fact, we've come down to the 4 hours. We're just a short way away from where we saw the intervention coming through. Now, I did check up yesterday afternoon just to make sure I'm not just imagining things, but there is the potential of further intervention when we see it, if it happens, whether they just let it run. It didn't have the greatest effects last time because obviously we were already back up to it, and it cost them 27 billion or something like that just to do it. We'll see what it costs this time, and if they do it again. But there is that expectation that it's likely to happen. So just hold on to it, and it can have, as we saw, quite a knock-on effect onto all markets. But who knows when and if they'll do it. It was a Thursday last time at 9 o'clock in the morning. Not that I can remember. Anyway, looking like, well, the US dollar strengthening against the yen further. Aussie dollar. So the Aussie dollar continues its weakening. It's looks soft. Still broken out. Last week I drew the trend channel across this area where it's done the depth of the channel and more already. It's a classic breakout of a channel, and off it's gone. Not really. I mean, it hasn't even caught its daily pivot today, but it could just consolidate and drift. I mean, yesterday it did try something in the morning there, but only to roll back in the afternoon, and well, it's not shoving as we've been seeing these markets shove. They've slowed down a little bit, but not surprising. We had a bank holiday for the US yesterday, so a lot of the volume's out in the afternoon. Anyway, we haven't today. It's back to normal, and we'll see if this is back to normal to the downside. It certainly looks like it. Canadian dollar, so this is US CAD. I don't know, I got a bit of yesterday missing, but looks like I got a bit of yesterday missing on that chart for sure. But it was there was just consolidation there yesterday. It's just consolidated. It finally is pushed up through the Asian session here and taken out the prior highs there. I was looking yesterday to see, and I mean, just what time was that? Then in the end, at 12 o'clock bar came out. Nothing broke that. Well, I'll show you in a clearer line. There we go. I was looking at this and I thought, well, at some point we're going to see it break. Well, it didn't break too early. It was like 5 o'clock before it broke. It's now got a wiggle on it. I could have put a buy stop there. I didn't, as it happened, because I was aware that we could just see this sort of pop and drop, sort of where it just pops out and falls back, sort of motion. But anyway, eventually it went. And it's still looking weak at this moment. It looks like we could see, well, strong for the dollar aspect, weak for the Canadian. Right, that's it on the majors there. Let's just have a look at gold. So gold yesterday, well, sold off a little bit stronger, and just look again, looking weak. We broke out of this sort of wedge pattern to the downside from last week. And it's strong dollar, weak commodity prices on the whole, or weaker commodity prices normally. This certainly is showing that way. Okay, not a lot to say apart from I am still looking at it on the weaker side there. Gold, I've done gold. Let's get some oil, that'll be good. So oil came off yesterday. In the end, it never managed to get its little rally that I was thinking it was going to come through. In fact, looking at the 60-minute chart here, it was sort of timed at 2 o'clock. It got a bit of a move, but I expected it to be much more than that. I didn't actually look to trade it yesterday in the end, but it's in fact now looking soft again, weak here. Just looking at what it's doing here, but things can change. At the moment, I would suggest this is a weak-looking market. It's struggled in both directions to a degree. We do have the weekly pivot below. It might get a bit more support off those levels of the sort of 88.68 sort of area, 88.70, round about that area, 89 even, whatever, but around that level. But not looking great at the moment. Right, moving on then, and looking then at let's just change charts here. So I was looking at some different markets yesterday. Let's go into the crypto world then. I always look at Bitcoin, which is down once again yesterday. It's more solid down day in the end, eventually carried on to the downside. Let's have a look. Ripple was obviously has been outperforming, but even that yesterday sold off and is continuing through this morning. So some weakness there. I do keep on looking at Chainlink, and there you go. Chainlink, well, even that is continuing in this sort of range, and at some point I think there's in the nearer term line across the lows here, it's broken. The longer term one, it may be coming down towards. Okay, so looking soft on the crypto market still, which is no great shock, is it? Indices, start off looking at CSI 300. Um, well, yesterday we'd already seen it sold off quite a long way. It's been off, it's up slightly on its open at the moment, but still looking pretty weak down there. And the rest of the markets, the Nikkei is down 700 points, quite a big chunk down there. Again, we've got this island reversal sort of pattern, and we keep seeing them. They sort of happen up there. You see a big move, and we've seen a continuation, but lots of gaps all the way through there, and certainly looking weak through the Asian session there. And Nifty 50 been open for a while now, but yesterday it managed to close a bit more positive, but still down on the day. It was a gap down there. It closed positive on the day. Looking soft. S&Ps again, weakness showing through here. So whichever market we're looking through, Nasdaq, I'll have a look at there. Same. In fact, the Nasdaq looks like it's going to be breaking out into more significant longer term lows. I mean, we're going to go right back to see where these are. We're sort of looking back to the 2020s, July 20, somewhere in that region, maybe even actually September 20. So a couple of years back on that. So it's given quite a lot back, and when you look at it on this monthly pattern, it does. In fact, I could look at the weekly. It'll show it a bit clearer, and how it's sort of the wave structure down here. It's just each retrace. It's a proper bear market at the moment there. Okay, looking closer then, CAC is well, yesterday managed a positive day just about, but it gave a lot back later on, and it's looking weak at this stage here. It's already starting off a bit weak. DAX, similar case. It sort of looked to do something. It gapped down a little bit, pushed right the way up at one stage, but gave it back later on. So there is this sort of weakness through these markets. 2 minutes ago before the FTSE opens, but we can guess what's going to happen there. It's going to be opening up down, and well, looking at this sort of so I'm looking at this sort of weekly pattern on these last couple of markets here, but they just, it's a softness that's sort of sitting through them all the way through. It's just sort of that. Yeah, sorry, the DAX did close positive, but yeah, on the day, but still looking weak today. There we go. Weakness through the equity markets, the crypto markets. Strength for the US dollar continues, and that's pretty much the picture. Commodity prices coming off. Have a great day, and I will catch you tomorrow. Take care. Bye for now. There we go.